I used to watch Caleb Hammer content. I kind of stopped watching once he went down his political arc. Like, bro, I watch you for financial content. I don't watch you to hear you dog on immigrants, bro. Like, that's not the type of content I want from you. Maybe some other people do, just not me. So I kind of like stopped watching. But I kind of started watching again, right? Once I started getting tapped into the recent drama surrounding Caleb. Now, as a fan of Caleb or as somebody who used to watch him, I used to see him kind of address it in kind of like vague tweets or vague references. I never really did a full dive into the drama until this week. And when I did do a deep dive, it's one of the most horrific, nastiest, criminal things I think I've ever seen from any content creator. This is bad work, bruh. The reason why myself or others who watch Caleb or who have watched Caleb didn't really understand or weren't really too tapped in with all the bad things that Caleb 100% did because he admitted to it is because whenever he characterized people trying to cancel him, he always categorized it as jokes, right? So this right here is pretty much like a general reaction or response to the cancellation every time. So this particularly was posted December 18th. And he writes, they have no real valid reason to be mad at me, so they stretch and make ish up. First, they started with jokes in a degenerate group chat from almost 10 years ago, while I literally make the same degenerate jokes today on my show. No normal people who watch me care, only freaks with snark brain. Now they're trying to repost a picture I posted myself when I joked with a foot model on the show about how her feet were just as nasty as mine, so I showed. These people have no honest criticism of me. They're just upset that I advocate for personal responsibility while they hate accountability in favor of permanent victimhood. Maybe I have to hold myself accountable. The reason why I seen that explanation and just kind of never bothered to research whatever they were saying about Caleb is because as a content creator myself, I've gone through people lying on me. Yo, there's been people doing videos claiming that I'm a registered offender. I've never been to prison. It was completely made up. It was actually a relative of mine with an entirely different name that they claimed was my name, which was 100% lie. I debunked it, right? But having to do videos every time to debunk the lie, it's just crazy, bro. These people even said that I was a gang leader for Dr. Umar Johnson and I was targeting, which was just completely false. It was a lie. So as somebody who have been lied on, I kind of just took his word for it. All right, that's until Caleb did a live stream, I believe, last week, where in this live stream itself was the biggest mistake he ever made in his life because he essentially confirmed everything these people were saying were true. He was just trying to pass it off as a joke, which when you actually do a deep dive and read the transcripts and see the proof, there's a 0% chance that anything Caleb was saying was a joke.
The thing that they think makes me look like a bad guy. The thing they think bothers me is when when I make jokes, a bunch of jokes with other people making a bunch of rage baiting jokes in a group chat from like a decade ago. And they think that bothers me in the slightest. Like, we don't say in our content, especially in our Hammer Elite membership, the literal most degenerate, crazy jokes, just as crazy as those. It's like, I don't understand these people. They just want to do creator is bad. I hate creator is bad no matter what. Dude, if anyone's group chats from 10 years ago were released,
Cooked.
Absolutely. Xbox
Cooked.
Live,
But
chats.
these are low IQ individuals.
No, I think
that
they're
are
unemployed.
that plays into it. They are nothing better to do, low IQ. They read it, take it as fact, and then they post about it, and then they want to spread it and share it under every public forum under the sun. And that is the issue, is that, once again, they're not being held accountable when they are slandering or lying.
It's because they can't be.
Exactly. And that's the issue. And that's why it will always be an issue.
Again, like a text group chat where everyone's making insane, crazy jokes, and then they screenshot just mine. You know, and it's just like, oh, Caleb Hammer bad. It's just like, that has to always be the reality. And they will take that and they will run with it forever.
When I did my own research, I quickly discovered their characterization of these accusations were completely off base. They painted this as weird Reddit people making a mountain out of a molehill. That this was completely jokes and that these weird Reddit people have been slandering them for years. So I did my research and I ran across this page called Scott Schaefer. Now, I don't know what Caleb did to this dude. This dude has all the information on Caleb, bro, and it's damning. as soon as I began to read up, to watch all the receipts and all the evidence on Caleb, it became perfectly clear these were not jokes he made in them chat logs. Now, he was dumb for even confessing or admitting this was him. Like, these chat logs are 100% real, but he was just joking. No, when you read his chat logs, he was 100% comfortable being himself.
He was in a composer school. So these were all composers in this group chat together in college, right? And Caleb Hammer took a screenshot of another person's Snapchat of his underage friend. And so the other person called Caleb Hammer out in the group chat. He said, "Caleb Hammer, why screenshot?" And he shows the picture of the 16-year-old boy that Caleb Hammer took a screenshot of. And Caleb Hammer responds with, "He hot, is gay, please." And the other guy responds with, "He's 16 and no, perv." Caleb Hammer responds with shame. So I don't know how Caleb Hammer can claim that these are just joke messages from 10 years ago when we know they're not 10 years ago. And we know this wasn't a joke. He got called out by another member for taking a picture of his underage friend, and Caleb Hammer said, "He's hot. Is he gay?" There's no joke there. What is the joke, Caleb? You got called out for doing something inappropriate, and you doubled down and said the kid was hot. There's no joke there, okay? It doesn't make any sense that he would make that claim. Now let's pull up the other one, of the one where he found the 17-year-old hot. Now this one is, again, he took pictures of another group member in the chat. He took pictures of their Instagram, where they were all together at some sort of event a few years ago. And Caleb Hammer posts the picture in the group chat. I can't actually show all the kids' faces. And he says, "Back left, who is that?" Right? And he keeps going on about how he wants to know who the guy in the back left is, right? So there's several people in the photo. The group members go back and forth. They don't know who he's referencing. So he shows another photo where it's just one guy in the picture. And he says, "Your third pick, just one person at a table." He asked the guy, I can't post the person's name. He asked the guy in the group chat, the Instagram friend that this guy is. He says, "Who is it?" And the other guy says, "Caleb's boy crush." And Caleb says, "I would like to personally stick my penis in a hole of his. Any hole will do, thank you." The other person responds with "gross." And then the guy says, "Dude, he's like 14. Caleb responds with, "Nah, probably around the other group member's age if they were there with him." And then the other group member responds with, "He's 17. And Caleb says to chat, "And if 17, it's legal there, it is here." And the guy responds with, "Caleb, you're 23. That's gross." Caleb says, "Not really. When I'm 50 and I find a sexy 21-year-old and I could be his sugar daddy, I will do it, or his sugar daddy, or her sugar daddy."
These weren't jokes. Like, these were actual statement of facts. These were things that he were trying to actively pursue. And he tried to make himself look less creepy by stating the laws here and the laws there. Hey, man, the age of consent here is this. And, bro, under 18 is a no-go, bro. This confirms two things for me, to be honest. One, Caleb is a homosexual, as we all expected, and Caleb likes them underage. Bro, listen, I don't know about y'all, bro. I don't care about age of consent anywhere, bro. You shouldn't have an audience if that's what you on, bro. You being able to grow on YouTube and being able to sustain a large audience means that children are going to watch you. And if you're somebody who have this approach right here, you shouldn't have access to them. You shouldn't have a platform. You shouldn't even have an Instagram. This is nasty work. But he describes this as joke, and clearly this is not a joke when you're trying to defend why what you said is okay.
Both my parents' sets are 10 years apart. 6 years is nothing. I would shove that right down his throat where it belongs. Another member goes on to say, "It's something if they're underage. Anyone under 16 is." Caleb Hammer responds with, "Believe it or not, 17 is not under 16. And then one member responds with a meme saying, "Oh, you're serious? Still not an adult?" And Caleb says, "I fucked too many people when I was not an adult. Just trying to save you from trouble." Caleb says, "If something is not against the law, there would be no trouble." So there is no jokes there. Like, it's very clear that he is not joking. It's very clear that he's attracted to these young boys and wants to hook up with them. I don't understand how he can claim that these are just jokes. Now, like I said, Caleb has now confirmed these are all real. The smart thing to do would just be to not say anything since he knows they're real. I don't know why you would confirm these are real. Obviously, people in your audience, my video that I put out a week ago has like 95,000 views, I think, right now. He has like 2 million subscribers. So the majority of his audience has never seen this, has never even heard of these allegations. So for Caleb Hammer to go on a live stream and be like, hey, yeah, those text messages of me thinking little boys are hot, yeah, those are all real. But they were just jokes.
The reason why he's addressing it right now in a casual way, because he understands the storm is coming. He understands at some point all this takes really is the right YouTuber to react to. He understands all it really takes is Abba and Preach or somebody reacting to this, and then it really gets out there. So he's hoping when he can talk about it in a casual way, kind of condition his audience to get prepared for the storm. And that's exactly what he's doing. It's 100% fact. Now, I knew Caleb was a weirdo the entire time when he was hiding his sexuality. Like Caleb will come across, Caleb will present himself as somebody who apparently has a girlfriend who's straight, but then you hear leaked audios of Caleb trying to convince other men to do gay corn and also stating that he's like only 90% straight. But once I heard Caleb trying to convince another man to do some strange and nefarious things for money with another man, bruh, I just knew dude was a weirdo, but I didn't know he was this weird.
I'm a personal finance dude. I don't really know anything about that. 2, I'm straight. I'm like 90% straight. I've definitely fooled around because I'm open-minded. And when you get drunk, whatever. But so, and this is like a man-on-man thing. But essentially, I think, from the conversation I had with him, the pay will be dependent on what you're willing to do, and what you're willing to do is set by you. So what he would like to do, you guys make out. He would like to do that. What he would like you guys to do, him fill you up. He would like to do that. You can say no about any of these. He would like to play with your dick. And see, that's why I didn't want to type this out either, because that's like weird for me to say. I don't, it's not like we're friends or anything, but that's what he wants to do. He wants to give you a blowjob. I was also told and confirmed with him that your face would be hidden, blurred out and hidden. Your identity would be hidden. And then if you wanted to give a blowjob, you could. Again, you would make more from that. And, he would eat your butt. And you would make more for that. You can say no as well. You could top him, he could top you. Whatever you're willing to do comes with more money, but you could literally do nothing. You could literally just lay back and let him just touch you for the video. And I guess for some reason his subscribers love that.
90% straight tells me everything I need to know. No straight man is recruiting men to participate in gay corn. I'm sorry, bruh. So again, I don't even care about his sexuality, but why that's relevant is when he says, "Oh, I was just joking about like those, like those people being hot, who weren't of age. I was just joking." No, you weren't joking. You are a down low brother, right? You smuggle and snort meat, all right? That's what you do. You get your cheeks clapped. That's what you do. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? Now, hiding that is problematic, but that's for y'all community to figure out. But those weren't jokes. That's your lifestyle. And what's even worse is, so in those messages, he's recruiting somebody to participate in those activities. In the group chat, he's sending media and images and videos of corn, gay corn, to a group chat of people who aren't of age, who's not 18.
All right, so in the group chat, all of the people, there are several members in this group who actually identify as gay, and they were talking about their different favorite gay adult stars, right? And Caleb responds with, "Kyler Moss used to be my favorite adult star. I wish he didn't stop. He stopped a few years back. Now my favorite is Joey Mills. Joey Mills is such a twink bottom who can really take and swallow right? Why would a straight man ever say that? I've never watched, if you're into that, again, that's fine. But as a straight man myself, that's not something I would watch or know any of the names of gay male stars, like Caleb Hammer apparently does. And then later in the text messages, the different guys are kind of joking around about their favorite adult stars, but they're not actually posting anything inappropriate because this group is, it also has minors in it. So we'll go over that in just a second. But then later it says, it's all fun and games. One of the guys says, it's all fun and games until Caleb posts a picture of Joey Mills getting smashed, right? And then Caleb goes ahead and he posts a picture, which obviously I can't show, of two men going at it. And he says, haha, changed it on you. It's Joey Mills topping, right? And then the other people, obviously, they all freak out. One guy says, you know, damn it. The other guy says, why? Delete this, inappropriate. And they start freaking out. And they try and get Caleb to delete the message. And the reason for that, like I mentioned earlier, is because there are underage people in this group chat. It wasn't all adults. And so the fact that Caleb posted an actual adult image of two men smashing to a group chat that has in it is not okay. Okay? So Caleb Hammer is disgusting.
You peep how he labeled this as some edgy group chat where we were all just making jokes and somebody just screenshotted it. No, they were telling you at that time, at that time, what you was doing was nasty, gross, and unacceptable. They were telling you this. They weren't going along with what you were saying. No, at every corner, they were, yo, you are detestable. This is wrong. This is bad. Don't do this. You weren't making jokes. This is really you, man. Now, apparently these chat logs were not 10 years ago either. I think they were like 7 years ago. He was 23 years old when he was doing this. Now, 7 years ago, let's just take a look at the times. Now, a lot of people think about 10 years as like, oh my God. Right? When you say 10 years, you probably think about like 2010, 2011. No, we're in 2025. 7 years ago is 2018. He was making these jokes in 2018. Man, cut it out, bro. The times weren't that different in 2018 to where those statements were acceptable. Those were not jokes. Those were statements of facts. Y'all let me know in the comment section, man. What do you guys think about this, bro? This is just sickening, bro. Now, his response has been, it's a joke so far. I don't know what his response is going to be once, I guess, people catch up or pick along, right? But if you want the world to see this, man, then you got to hype this video. That's how this video will get out there. If you want him to be held accountable, you got to send a hype to this video. That's how the algorithm will push the video. Liking and subscribing is cool, but hypes is how we get the video out there now, okay? But if you enjoyed this video, then click on this video right here somewhere on my screen to find out how the authorities are closing in on Dr. Umar Johnson. He's about done. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.